to win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. And I'll give a different analogy to that. Who's the greatest of all time? To me, I need no more admiration. You know, I really don't have regrets. I am a person that says, you know, as soon as you look back in your history and you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change. To be happy, you got to have the support. So I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am and understand the benefits and the privileges I have for being who I am. And not to wear it on my sleeve and be really humble about it. It's one of the things my parents taught me very well is, you know, don't wear your reputation, don't wear your accolades, don't wear your personality on your sleeve. Let it happen, let it be you. It is who you are. Don't hide from it, but don't wear it rubbing people's faces. So, you know, when you sit there and you say, well, you know, 1990, 2005, they voted me as like the best or the most popular athlete. You know, it's ironic that I'm the youngest of them. So in essence, it's all relegated on who's watching now. If you ask 20 years from now, I'm pretty sure LeBron may be in, you know, based on who's going to be voting. So I say that to understand that, you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't wear it, I don't showcase it, I don't rub it on people's faces. Someone else is opinion. If you ask me, I can never be as an athlete. All you want to do is be the best athlete. You should be obligated to stay in college for a length of time to where you can educate yourself, focus on education, focus on your maturity, focus on the development of your bodies and your mind, and then be allowed to come into the NBA, not the season. So I think to me that is a perfect model to where everybody gets exactly what they need. When I came out of college, obviously I was in college for 3 years, Coach Smith. My parents taught me right from wrong, taught me to understand and listen to wrong. And then I got with an agent that basically educated me about the positions that I was in, how to manage my own personality, business aspect, how that translates into the business world, things of that nature. To a point now, I can do a lot of those things on my own. It's an education. I lived in education. I went through an education based on, you know, how my life was lived. I think that can be very helpful for kids today, you know. But because the agent is not that motivated or not, that's not their energy, they're not teaching the kids. You know, and the kids then, by the time they're not useful to the agent, now have nothing, no decision-making knowledge. You know, and a lot of times they may end up broke. You know, they mismanage their money. You know, you can avoid some of those problems, especially when you talk about the kids are skipping college and going to the pros. Where are they going to get that education from? You know, the best support system they have is the agent. So if the agent's not going to educate them, you tell me they're going to learn, you know, the pros and cons about being independent and being able to manage their finances. So when they're not represented by that agent, or they're out of the game of basketball, out of the game of football, can they still articulate and make decisions that's, you know, from a business sense? I think that's one of the major issues, right? You see a lot of players who, when they retire, they have money. They have mismanaged their money. They have
In all sports.
In all sports, not just basketball, football, baseball, whatever. We athletes, we go through that, you know, and then we have to be adults. We gotta make, you know, sound decisions. You know, we gotta make quality decisions. That's more for PR and more for selling stories and getting hype. Jack and Tiger never played against each other. They never played in the same tournament. They never played with the same equipment. They never played with the same, you know, length of golf course. I never played against Will Chamberlain. I never played against, you know, Jerry West. To now say that, you know, one's greater than the other is being a little bit, you know, unfair. You know, I think when you can see the similarities and you understand, this is one way you can judge the two. How much impact did each change or evolve the game? And I think those are when, that's how people are judging certain things. I won 6 championships. Bill Russell won 11. Does that make Bill Russell better than me and make me better than him? No, because we play at different eras. So when you try to equate who's the greatest of all time, it's an unfair parallel. It's an unfair choice. And I would never say one is greater than the other. That's me, that's my opinion. He's a very thoughtful guy. The thing that I remember the most about my father, I had him for 32 years. And I never look at it from a negative sense. Obviously, he murdered and rarely do I get a chance to talk about it. But the thing that I do remember all the time, and I think about him practically every day, is for a person like myself who live in the spotlight, is so critical from people all the time in terms of what I do, what I say, where I go. The thing he's always said, take a pause before you make a decision and say, what if? And the purpose for saying what if is that whatever decision you make, always either going to have consequences. As my father says, the what if comment is to be able to deal with the consequences of what decisions you make. And you think about that. If you think about the consequences, pro or con, you make the right decisions that you feel is the right decision. Now, all the decisions I made, other people may view to be not the right decisions from their perspective. To see that helped me put things in perspective, to understand the platform that I was on in '93, that when I went back to it in '95 and '96, I appreciated it even greater. So when we won those championships and we went through those things mattered to me far greater than what I did in '91, '92, '93. People don't see that. People will never understand that to be success. All they think about, well, he batted .202, and he struck out a certain number of times. Yeah, okay. But the effort was there, and the learning curve and the passion was there that has transcended not just to me, but to other people who are afraid to do things because they're worried about the perception that may come from other places. To me, that's more gratifying than anything, So that's the things that my father and my mother instilled in me. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Don't be afraid to fail. My dedication to the game of basketball, unwavering, dedication, day in and day out, and how I hold being the leader of the team, being the one that's been there for the longest. I hold everybody else accountable for the success of what happened. And people may look at it and, they're gonna get an honest understanding for what winning is about, what leadership is about, what passion, drive. Now, players may look at it and say, well, God, it was really tough. But when you think about what happened after us winning, the contracts that, the guys got, the memories that everybody got in the championship. I want my life to be my life. I don't want to sit here and constantly reiterate things that, I've said countless number of times. And at the end of the day, my time, my time in the spotlight is dwindling. And I want to be able to control what I can, what I do and what I don't want to do and blah, blah, blah. Someone else needs to step into the limelight and either enjoy it, or prosper from it, or grow, or have people understand who they are, blah, blah, blah. Me, I need no more admiration. I've had enough, and it's been great. I'm still going to be a very positive force within the community, with the kids of tomorrow. But I got my own kids. I got my own life. I'm 54 years old. I want to be able to go through a day or go through a week not worrying about what I got to do Wednesday, what I got to do Thursday, because I never enjoy Monday. I want to be able to, and sometimes I surprise the shit out of myself saying, look, I got nothing to do today. oh, I got nothing to do tomorrow. I got nothing to do on Wednesday. That's, to me, is ultimately retirement. You know, that's where I want to be. And if I choose to get involved in things, then, hey, you know, I want to go to Charlotte and I want to see what's happening with the team. Or I want to go to Portland and spend a week out in Portland, blah, blah, blah. But not to where, you know, my moment, the moment that I'm living right now, I'm worried about what I have to do tomorrow. And that's where my life was getting.